Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. We chant the verse 9, 10, 11. Andantamah pravishanti ye vidyamupasate tato bhuya eva te tamaha yo vidyayamrataha anyadevahurvidyaya anyadahuravidyaya iti shushrumadhiranam yenastadvichachakshire vidyancha vidyancha yastadvedo bhayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya mritamasnude. In these three mantras, as we discussed, the Shruti is prescribing the samuchaya, the combination of vidya and avidya. In the morning we discussed avidya means the product of avidya, which is karma. And vidya here cannot mean Brahma Vidya, because Brahma Vidya, the pursuit of Brahma Jnanam, Brahma Vidya, requires me to see the mithyatvam, or the falsehood of the kartrutva. Meaning that the pursuit of the knowledge that I am Brahman, that I am complete, I am limitless, then therefore that means that kartrutva also, a doer also is a limited entity. So when I am pursuing the knowledge or contemplating that I am limitless, or understanding the limitlessness of the self, kartrutva, which is a limitedness of the self, they cannot go together. Therefore, this word vidya cannot mean Brahma Vidya, it means upasana or meditation on Devata. Anyadevahu vidya, anyat ahu avidya. The 10th mantra says that avidya by karma, one kind of result comes. By vidya, by upasana, another kind of result comes. Traditionally it is said, karmana piturlokaha, vidya devalokaha. By performing the karma, meaning the Agnihotra, the rituals prescribed by Veda, we gain Pitralokaha, the world of Pitru remains, Vidya, Devalokaha, by the Upasana meditation of Devatas, we attain the world of Devatas. Meaning that the Vidya and Avidya, each of them has a specific result. Meaning that both are beneficial to human beings. That is why Shruti cannot condemn something that is beneficial. So whereas there seems to be a condemnation of avidya or karma, it is because if one is only preoccupied with karma and ignores the upasana, so it is not the performance of karma that is condemned, it is the indifference to the upasana that is condemned. Similarly, if one is only devoted to meditation and misses out kartavya karma, so that also is not right. There must be a judicious combination of karma and upasana, kartavya karma, performing my duties as well as meditating upon the devatas. There must be a combination of the two, because karma brings about one kind of development or growth of my personality, and upasana brings about a different kind of growth. You said that by karma, my active personality is developed, and next verse will tell us what karma brings about in our life, and by upasana meditation, the other aspect of my personality is developed. The active personality by karma, the emotional personality by upasana or meditation. Therefore, the mantra 11 told us, Vidyam cha avidyam cha yastad veda ubhayam saha avidya mrityum tirtva vidya amrutamasnate. So, yaha tat ubhayam saha veda. One who knows, meaning one who performs vidyam cha avidyam cha, when there is a judicious combination of karma and upasana in one's life, then you get the benefit of both. See, each one is beneficial to the human beings. Therefore, none of them should be ignored. That is what the Shruti means to say. Vidya, so avidya mrityum tirtva. By avidya, by karma, where we here presume that karma is performed in the form of the duty. Dharma, karma, what should be done? What was discussed earlier? Mrityum tirtva. By performance of the karma or by being committed to doing what is right, or karma here means my contribution by way of the karma to the Pitrus, Devatas, the other human beings, to the universe. So kartavya karma, the duty, as we discussed, the Vedas say that this duty is my way of returning the favor to the samashti. So, mrityum tirtva, by that one overcomes death. So, death cannot be the conventional death, because nobody can cross that. But the word mrityu is used in other sense also. Parachah kaman anuyanti balaha te mrityor yanti vititasya pasam. Kathopanishad says that balaha, those who are of immature mind, for whom the sense pleasure alone is the pursuit in life. Parachah kaman. So pleasures outside of oneself, it means worldly pleasures is what one is pursuing. Te mrutyoho vitatasya mrutyoho pasam yanti. They fall into the snares of mrityu or death. So here, word Bhashyakara explains the word death as swabhavikam karma upasana. So when one pursues the pleasures in life, then one pursues or one is controlled by one's impulses. So that impulsive life, when one does whatever it is the mind wants, is called swabhavikam karma. What do my swabhava says? In our life, whether we accepted the ruling of Shastra or ruling of Vasana, either my Vasana rules me or I allow the Shastra to rule me. Usually the Vasana is seeking pleasures. That is what usually the tendencies are. Now a person who permits himself or herself to be controlled by these tendencies of seeking the worldly pursuit or the worldly pleasures, ultimately is overcome by, because this desire is something that cannot be fulfilled. If one desire is fulfilled, give rise to another one. A time comes when ultimately one has to compromise values in order to fulfill the pressure of desires. So likely the adharma comes. So kama, krodha, lobha, these evils will find slowly and slowly the place in one's life when one is only devoted to seeking pleasures. That is what is meant by mrityu. Trividam narakaschedam dwaram nasanam atmana. Lord Krishna says kama, krodha, lobha is the gateway to hell or suffering. So that is what is meant by word mrityu here. By karma, by commitment to karma or doing what is right. We have discussed this. By commitment to doing what is right, one has to overcome the tendency of doing what is convenient. So what is convenient is from ragadveshas. Therefore, a commitment to doing what is right enables me to overcome my pressure of ragadveshas, kamakrodha, the extrovertedness of the mind, and thus the mind becomes progressively free from impulses. Mind becomes inward looking, calm, tranquil, happy. So thus, by commitment to karma or doing what is right, progressively one becomes free from the inner pressures of ragadvesha or kamakrodha, discovers inner peace and happiness. So thus this is mrityu. Mrityu in the form of extrovertedness. Mrityu in the form of an impulsive life one overcomes. And thus by karma one gains an inner tranquility, what we call antahakana shuddhi or purification of mind, freedom from ragadveshas. Vidya amrutamasnute. With that mind now when we perform the upasana, meditation, as you said in the morning, means identification with the one whom we are meditating upon. Then by meditating upon devatas, this one ultimately gains an identification with devatas. So, vidya amrutamasnute, one gains amrutam, immortality, meaning that the identification with devatas. So that is the highest achievement. That means that the karma is beneficial to us. By making our mind free from extrovertedness, making the mind free from the control of the inner impulses, and upasana is beneficial by enabling that mind to discover the joy of the Devaloka or Devatas. Therefore, Shruti says that Yastad Veda Ubhayam Saha. One should have both of these in one's life, commitment to karma as well as upasana, means worship of Devatas, worship of Ishvara. And that is how one becomes prepared for pursuit of Brahma Vidya. Thus, in the stage of a sadhaka or a seeker, in preparation for the pursuit of Brahma Jnanam, the seeker has this judicious combination of karma and upasana, action and meditation. Then one becomes prepared for Brahma Vidya, and then one gains the immortality in primary sense. So, the karma is preparation for jnana. So this is what is meant by karma. Kurvan neveha karmani jijiveshe shatam samaha. One should seek to live the entire span of life while performing karma. By that is meant while performing both the karma as well as the upasana, the action at the physical level, action at the mental level. The next three mantras are also interesting. And then also here Upanishad uses words which we are not familiar with. So Vidya, Avidya are something new. For us it is new, maybe for those who are familiar with scripture. One thing I forgot, or I should have mentioned. Iti shushrama dhiranam yenastad vichachakshare. The 10th mantra said that karma gives rise to one kind of benefit, upasana gives rise to another kind of benefit, is what we have heard or learned from those wise people who explain to us. In short, here the teacher says that we have learned it from our teachers. That is how emphasizing the parampara, that this is a knowledge that is coming down to us in succession of the Guru Shishya. Therefore, here the teacher says that this is not something that is the figment of my imagination, but I learned it through our Gurus, who learned it through their Gurus, and thus this, because both are rahasya. What karma can give rise? For example, when you perform an Agnihotra karma, like a homa, what's the outcome? Who can tell you what's the outcome of a homa? Veda prescribes, when you perform Agnihotra, Yavajya, every day Agnihotra. But Agnihotra is a karma. What is the connection between karma or cause and karma phala effect? We have no way of knowing. We have no way of knowing. You are performing this, Rudrabhisheka, etc. So what's the result? So these things are something that we cannot ourselves determine. For that, we need to be told or taught by those who are proficient in that. Because karma also is rahasya and upasana also is rahasya. Rahasya means that's something that we do not know, the outcome we do not know. By performing Rudrabhisheka, what's the outcome? By meditating upon Dakshinamurti, what's the outcome? Those who have done that and those who have known the benefit, they alone can tell us. That's important. When we grow up, in our childhood, mother says, do this, perform this puja, and the puja says, offer this water 3 times, 1 time, put it here. What is all this going on? We don't know. The ritual is something, has this kind of, so this achmani and that, put it this way, and that's the priest directs you to do this way and that way and this way and put it this way. You know? What's going on? We don't know the symbology, we don't know what all these things mean. So today's child says, why are you asking me to put this 3 times? Why? Mom said, I don't know. Now, when we were growing, we never asked this question, we just did what we were told. But not today's generation, they will want to know why. This is a problem that our parents have in the Western countries. That generation grew up accepting what their parents told them because they had the respect and reverence for the parents and they had no difficulty in accepting faithfully what the mother or father had told. Today's child born in the West is an American in brown skin, by the way. He's not an Indian, but he's an American in brown skin. Therefore, he asks, why, ma'am? Why should I perform puja? I don't know. Mother has no answer. I can't do if I don't understand. So this is called rahasya or secret, meaning that this is this puja, archana, chanting, meditation, it's all called mystical, mystical. Meaning that we do not know what is the reason why it is done this way, and we do not know what is the outcome of doing that way also. So we just do what we are told to do by those who are well versed in that. Yesterday that priest performed this pada puja, do this, that. There's all kinds of steps he was saying, and you just do it. Why? That's it. So that's how it is. Hopefully he knows what he's talking about. But this is what we tell, that it is necessary that the priests today, particularly in our temples in the United States, should know this thing. These priests need not know because we are not going to ask them and we will do what they tell us. But their people want to know. Anyway, meaning that this is the mystical knowledge. This karma and upasana both fall in the category of mystical thing. And that is only known through Guru Parampara. Here it is said, this is what we learned from our Gurus who explained this to us. And this is what we are passing on to you. Now come to 12th mantra. Andantamah pravishante ye sambhutimupasate tato bhuya evate tamaha yau sambhutyam rataha anyadevahus sambhavat anyadahurasambhavat iti sushramadhiranam yinastadvichachakshire sambhutim cha vinasham cha yastadvedo bhayam saha vinashena mrityum tirtva sambhutyamritamashnate. The words were changed, essentially language is the same. Where formerly vidya, avidya, here sambhuti, asambhuti. The rest of the description is similar. So the verse 12 says, ye asambhuti upasate te andhan tamah pravishanti. So this now sambhuti and asambhuti, new words. So Bhashyakara explained, sambhavanam sambhuti means, sambhuti means to be born. So here sambhuti is not in the sense of to be born, but that which is born is called sambhuti. The karya, the effect is born. Cause and effect. Seed is the cause, sprout is the effect. So what do we see? The sprout is born, seed is not born, therefore sambhuti, that which is born, or to be born is the nature of which is kambhuti, means karya, effect. Sprout is the effect, seed is the cause. Seed is called asambhuti because it is not born. Sprout is called sambhuti, it is born. Also, when you look at the sprout, you know that the seed must be there for the sprout to be there. The sprout of the tree is something that is evident to us, something that is perceived by senses. That's called vyakta, manifest. So what is perceived by sense organ is called vyakta or manifest. So effect is manifest, cause is unmanifest. Seed, urdhumulam, adhashakam, the mulam is urdhvam, meaning it is unmanifest. And adhashakam, the creation is shakam, like the branches, manifest. So sambhuti, asambhuti. One meaning is sambhuti means that which is born or the karya. Asambhuti, that which is not born, called karanam. Also, how do you say this is karya? Because it is manifest like a sprout. So karya is what is manifest. Karanam is unmanifest. So karya, karana, manifest, unmanifest, or vyashti and samashti. The sambhuti means vyashti, asambhuti, samashti. Vyashti at the individual level. Samashti, the universal level, right? So these three pairs are there in our life. Cause and effect, manifest and unmanifest, and individual and total. So now these three mantras, earlier mantras told us that there must be karma and upasana in our life. This mantra tells us what you should meditate. So meditate upon what? This mantra has given us the vishaya or the subject of meditation. What you should meditate upon? You can meditate upon karya. You can also meditate upon karanam. Manifest. So Hiranyagarbha is called manifest and Prakriti is called unmanifest. So Hiranyagarbha is the culmination of manifest and Prakriti is the culmination of unmanifest. So every moment we come across both of these. You are all manifest. We are all here, that is a manifest thing. But the fact that we are here is caused by something. This manifest effect of our being here could not be unless there was some cause. Some grace was there, something good was there, which is what animal does. So these mantras say that there should be a judicious balance in our life of sambhuti and asambhuti, because meditation on sambhuti also is beneficial and meditation upon asambhuti also is beneficial. Each one has its own benefit, therefore both of these are practiced in our life. In technical words it is said because by sambhavat, by sambhuti also anyat one benefit is gained. So by meditation on sambhuti, one kind of benefit is gained. By meditation on asambhuti, another kind of benefit is gained. Here Bhashyakara says in technical words, if you meditate upon Hiranyagarbha, what is the culmination of the manifest is the firstborn Hiranyagarbha. Who is Hiranyagarbha? The locus of the Kriya Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. So those who have been exposed to Vedanta, I will not elaborate too much. But then, so if you meditate upon Hiranyagarbha, then the benefit is that you have in your life your Ichha, Kriya, Jnanam, all different. So you get different siddhis, Anima, Laghima. So Hiranyagarbha is the storehouse of all siddhis or accomplishments, and that's what you get in your life. So those who meditate upon Hiranyagarbha attain the attributes of Hiranyagarbha, who is totality of knowledge, totality of action, totality of creation, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. And those who meditate upon unmanifest, what happens to them? Prakriti. The result is called Prakriti Laya. There are yogis who meditate upon Avyakta and ultimately gain the Avyakta, meaning they gain Prakriti Laya. They gain the Laya merger in Prakriti, merger in the cause, merger in the unmanifest. So those yogis that in Samadhi identified with unmanifest, they say that Vayu Purana that's describe what these results are. Here, so these mantras presuppose that you know all of these things. But anyway, that the Puranas describe, Vayu Purana etc. describes how the yogis who meditate upon Prakriti or an unmanifest attain the merger in unmanifest for a long time, for many years, meaning that he merges into Prakriti, merges into unmanifest, he merges into that Ananda. Not ignorance. Ignorance, this is meditation, is sattva. So, the deep sleep and samadhi are not similar. Deep sleep is nothing but the darkness of ignorance, samadhi is the light of knowledge. So, they can't become similarly also. Prakriti doesn't mean that he becomes, meaning that he enjoys the ananda which is there in Prakriti, which is totally free from, like deep sleep, totally, all free from all conflicts. So imagine that you are wakeful or aware of in deep sleep state. Imagine. In deep sleep state, of course, they say we are enjoying Ananda. I hope so. They say that in deep sleep state, in dreamless sleep, we are happy, enjoy Ananda. That's the reason why when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? You feel very fresh. I slept well. So there is evidence that in deep sleep you are well, you are fresh, you are happy. So that is why there is recharging of the battery. You require that. Anyway, so deep sleep is individual Prakriti. Imagine cosmic Prakriti, that means they enjoy that Ananda for a long time, those who meditate upon Avyakta or Asambhuti. Whereas those who meditate upon Sambhuti, Hiranyagarbha, they become the benefited by attaining the various powers that Hiranyagarbha has. That means that meditation upon Sambhuti as well as Sambhuti, both are beneficial to us. Understand that much. That means that there must be a judicious combination of both in our life. So, translated in practical, Swami, who is going to meditate in Hiranyagarbha and Samashti and Vyashti? In practical terms, that's the reason why we interpreted Sambhuti as manifest, Asambhu is unmanifest, Sambhuti as what is evident, Asambhuti is not evident, Sambhuti effect, Asambhuti cause. So now, in a given situation, let us say the leaders of a country, when they formulate policy, there are problems in the country of poverty, illiteracy. They are the cause of a lot of suffering of the people. People suffer because of deprivation, isn't it? They don't have food, they don't have, what is it? Bijali, sadak, makan, bijali, they don't have the house, they don't have the water, they don't have roads, they don't have electricity. Deprivation. So we have to solve that problem. How do you solve that problem? Because this country must become prosperous. When you become prosperous and the wealth is distributed to people, and that's how in course of time they will get this. So the one policy to address the cause of poverty by economic prosperity. Therefore you plan for prosperity so that poverty will go and people will gain that comfort. But how long will it take? Before prosperity comes and spreads, it may take several decades, Until then what? Until then the fellow doesn't have electricity and water and nothing. So if you only address the long-term problem by economic changes and by other changes so that in course of time they become free from the deprivation. But right now fellow is hungry, what about that? So in course of time he will get food, in course of time he will get water, in course of time he will get electricity. But right now he doesn't have food and electricity and water. So what should you address? Should you only fulfill immediate desire? Or should you plan for a long-term planning? What should you have? You should have both. In English it is said, either you can give this person a fish every day or teach him how to fish. Either you give him fish every day or teach him how to fish. So people are hungry, give them food every day. Give them food every day, clothing every day. What will happen? That is what will perpetuate. Therefore, teach them also. So this problem must be addressed at both the levels, that immediate needs also should be satisfied. And you should not just do that you distribute 10 kg of rice and then there is some free electricity, the immediate benefit. But what about the long-term benefit? Where do you get the electricity? I promise you will get 300 units of electricity free. You get 10 kilo of rice free, or you get rice in 1 rupee a kilo. That's good. Freebies they are called. That addresses immediate needs, that's why people are happy and they vote for you. That is called Sambhuti. But where do you get it? So will you keep on giving them every election and every time you keep on giving them this, welfare? Or you will also have policy so that they will ultimately be able to earn this themselves. You follow? Will you always keep them dependent upon you? Or will you also educate them, give them the skills so that they also are able to do it themselves? So both of these should be addressed simultaneously. That's what I'm saying is, teach them skills, but until then what? So until then feed them also. But don't keep on feeding them. Teach them skills so that one day they become also self-sufficient. Self-sufficient is a long-term goal called asambhuti, in future, not manifest. Giving them food and clothing right now is called the sambhuti, the immediate. So, manifest, unmanifest, even in our own case. So you would love to serve the society. There are many, kind, compassionate people, the good Samaritans, who dedicate themselves to serving the society, serving the totality. But sometimes what happens is they ignore their own health, they ignore their own well-being. So asambhuti meaning that you are devoted to the totality And if you ignore also this individual, which is what is the means of serving totality, the day will come when the body will not support you. So simply being devoted to totality, ignoring one's own self also is not good. There are others who are always busy with themselves, going to gym in the morning and this all calories and this and that. So that is sambhuti. But what about totality? What do you do with this good body, healthy body? Meaning that in the life there is a balance. I must take care of myself, but should not be self-centered. Take care of myself only. Use that for service or helping the others. Balance of sambhuti, asambhuti, individual and total. Sambhuti and asambhuti, immediate problem of poverty, hunger. Give them food, give them clothing. At the same time have policies so that there is a long-term solution also. So in course of time, they will become free from that. You empower them. This is the balance that is required in the life. This is our practical interpretation. The sambhuti, asambhuti is all right, But what does it mean to us? What lesson do we learn from this teaching? Just as there should be a judicious balance of karma and upasana, so also a judicious balance of individual and total, short-term solution, long-term solution, individual needs, total needs, what is evident and what will be the future result. The sambhuti and asambhuti interpreted in this practical sense. Bhashyakara will say you meditate upon asambhuti, hiranyagarbha, you get the animadis, the siddhis, and that's how. That also is. So, vinashen mrityum tirtva sambhutya amrutamasnute. By meditating upon hiranyagarbha, mrityum tirtva, hiranyagarbha means the totality of all the siddhis, that way you get powers, and that way you become free from the death in the form of poverty and sense of helplessness. See, person who does not have resources, he feels dina, he feels helpless and dependent. So there should be also in life effort to empower yourself so that you do not become helpless and dependent. So attend to that. At the same time, do not simply devote yourself to yourself, but by helping yourself, that health that you got, strength which you got, use it for samashti. So in our life, there should be balance of vyashti. Some fellows from morning till evening keep on doing, then sit-ups and pull-ups, go to gym, and that's good. But use that. You keep on polishing your car, but then you take it on the road also. So keep the car shining, that's all right. It's meant for certain use. Keep this shining, all right, but it's meant for certain use. If you don't take away a car and keep on running it, then also it won't, because it needs tuning up, it needs, various things. If you don't do that, then also car won't help you, ultimately. So take care of our instrument also. At the same time, take care of what that instrument is meant, the purpose that is meant to serve. From this young man got a new car, from morning till he keeps on polishing. But then he is happy, no? Use that car. This fellow keeps on using it. No, you take care of it also. So this kind of balance is required in our life at all the time. When we are enjoying the benefit of what is manifest here, we should also recognize what are the factors which are responsible for creating this. Enjoy your food. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, enjoy the food. That is enjoying what is evident. But also be grateful for what factors have made this food possible. Food doesn't come just like that. Aham Vaishvanara Bhutva. Lord Krishna says, Pushtami Chausadi Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. The Lord in the form of all these vegetables, etc., has become our food. So food which is in my plate in front of me is meant for my enjoyment. At the same time, remain awareful that I am grateful that this food is provided to me by is a combined work of so many people. For a Swami at least. To take care of Swami is a tough job. If I look at how many entities are required for this one Swami, I just, my clothes are in the bath, somebody picks up the clothes, washes them, dries them, irons them. I think this stuff is very difficult. Food, special diet, not, the Ayurvedic physics, not this dal, that dal, not this sabji, that sabji, not this spice, that spice. Very strict code is there. And therefore, no Swamiji, not that, this one, not that dal. But give me dal from, not that kitchen dal. No, you can't get that. Kitchen sabji not for you. Which means that they have to procure special sabji for the Swami, special dal, special oil, not this oil. In progress I came to know what all I require, and how much effort goes behind that. So while I am enjoying the food served me, I am aware of the samashti which has worked itself to make this possible. How many factors are required? So vyashti and samashti, evident and not evident. We should be aware of this. We should worship them. Meaning we should be grateful for all of this in our life. Not only keep on thinking about what made it possible, enjoy this also. Enjoy what is evident, at the same time remain aware and grateful for what has made this possible. Just an example. In every situation, enjoy what we have while remaining aware of what has made this possible. Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Param. That's why iti Shushramadhiranam, Yenastad Vichachakshire. Even the Upanishad Rishi says that this is what we have learned from our great teachers. So while he is communicating to his disciples, he is aware that I cannot own or I cannot claim the ownership of what all I am saying. Although I may not declare it, but I should be aware of what the... So Swami Akhandananda used to say that these people quietly borrow from here, there, and present is theirs. People borrow things from this book, from that text, with this speaker, that speaker, which is good, so that the listeners have that, benefit. But don't claim it as yours. Acknowledge the source from where it comes. Be grateful also. So, thus being aware of what is evident, while relating to what is evident, at the same time being aware of or grateful for that which has made this possible. And so, in practical terms, sambhuti, asambhuti, what is evident and what has made that possible. What is effect? What is cause? What is immediate? What is long term? So while addressing immediate needs, also taking into account the long-term needs, or by addressing long-term needs, also address the immediate needs. Vyashti and Samashti. Ultimately, how far can you grow? Thus, your karma and upasana, how far can we grow? What is the potential of growth in human being? That someday you identify with the whole universe. We are very proud in saying that the Vedic Sanskrit is what? Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So, we are very proud. We are the people who says Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudha eva Kutumbakam. Whole Vasudha, whole earth, the whole world is my family. It doesn't come from Veda, it is a Subhashita. And so, I am mama, I am paraha iti, that this is mine, this is other. This is the thought of people of narrow-mindedness. But then, Udara Charitanam tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, for those who are large-minded people, for them the whole Vasudha, the whole earth is Kutumbakam. There have been great people like that who have dedicated themselves to the well-being of the whole world, or as much as they could. Because we recognize that what we are, there is a contribution of the world into our life that we have been discussing. Lord Krishna says, Devan bhavayatanena te devaha bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramapsyata. In the third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna points out, here Arjuna, these devatas, all these cosmic forces, you nourish them, nurture them. There it is worship, because we look upon these forces devatas. So Agni Devata and Vayu Devata and Akasha Devata. So while you take into account also their well-being, may your actions nourish them. In turn, they will nourish you. You propitiate the samashti, the totality, that in turn will propitiate you. So, this is the principle. Sambhuti. Now, this is a huge thing. I mean, to call the whole universe as family is easy to say. It's a huge thing. But there have been great people who have dedicated their life to the well-being of everybody. Few rare. Now that is the culmination of how much one can grow. When you say that I am the self of all, Ishavasam, Idam Sarvam, Yat Kincha, Jagatyam Jagat, whatever there is in the universe is Ishvara and that is I. Now these mantras tell us how the lifestyle or how our attitudes in life should be for that vision to become reality to us. How the Vyashti, Samashti, all of these, I am Vyashti, this is Samashti, how all of these should play the role in my life. How should be aware of them, and therefore well-being of both these aspects must be there in my life. Then the mind also, which is expands, meaning expands becomes inclusive. Sambhuti means become inclusive, that you include everything, manifest and unmanifest. Because that alone can lead you to knowledge of Brahman, which includes manifest and unmanifest. Ishavasyam, Idam Sarvam. Idam Sarvam, all of this is Ishvara. And that is the self. Therefore, whereas there is respect for the self, also respect and consideration for what makes all of this possible. Don't take things for granted. Many people and many forces have contributed to making any event possible. Ultimately, you find that for any event to happen, the whole universe is involved. For this simple thing to become possible, that we are communicating here in this place, the whole universe is involved. No, Swami, I came here and I saw this advertisement and I applied, I came. How did you see the advertisement? Oh, this Arya Vidya bulletin. So how did that come out? Who contributed to Arya Vidya bulletin? How did it come to your house? How did you happen to see it? You happen to see it. How were you inspired to respond to that? A lot of people see things. And then that desire to attend was created, then so many things should also come together for fulfilling the desire, because Swamiji, my mother-in-law is this, my father-in-law, so many things can be there. Then we may wish to do certain things, may not be able to do. So many factors have to become favorable. So there is a flight from that place to this place. Because flights in India can be cancelled at any time. Somebody said, Swamiji, we actually took a direct flight, meaning from Ahmedabad to Coimbatore. With a stop at Hyderabad, you don't leave, because for 1 hour, formally in Chennai, Hyderabad, and then same aircraft. But what they found is that, in fact, things had changed. So they had to change the aircraft. That airline decided unilaterally, all right, leave this aircraft, pass through all the security and this and whatever it is, and then turn around and stand in line. So, but then airline can decide anything. The flight is cancelled. All I am saying is that all these things could happen and have not happened. So how many factors have been favorable for us for this simple event to take place? It's not a simple, it's a cosmic event. Every event is a cosmic event. All I am saying is that the Vyashti and Samashti, evident and not evident, effect and cause, all of these are involved in every happening, every episode, every experience, every happening. So what should I do? Something? Just be aware. But how can I can't serve the whole world. At least you can pray. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bha. That much we can do. So where am I going to go and feed the poor? When can I do that? At least you pray. So by the power of prayer, some people may be inspired and that may happen, it may find its fulfillment in some way. Anyway, so idea is that Upanishad is teaching us what should be our way of life for preparing ourselves ultimately for Brahma Vidya. When the knowledge of Brahman, that is self, that I am Purna, limitless, for it to take place, there is a process of growth, self-growth. That is called the adhikaritvam, or acquiring the fitness for the knowledge. So in a way, these 6 mantras that we saw, which are elaboration of the second mantra, in their own way, the language, you cannot make out anything from here. But then there are Mahatmas who have given these interpretations to us. These are also not mine, by the way. But anyway, so this is the interpretation which is very understandable, useful, and practical in our life. So this is the elaboration of the second mantra, Kuruvannevehe karmani jiji vishesh shatam sama. Om. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो